So I already told you guys that I have surgery coming up on Friday, and I did get back the genetic screening results a couple of days ago, and that was very good. Everything was negative. I didn't test negative or positive for the gene mutation, so that's good because it reduces the chance of an occurrence of breast cancer in the other breast, which really doesn't matter much because I'm going to have a bilateral mastectomy, but it's still good. And then it also
reduces ovarian cancer too, right?
Right. The other part of it is that I don't have the increased risk of ovarian cancer, so that's good. And that means a lot for my family too. That I'm not, I don't have to go back and tell them, hey, you should get tested for this too, because I had it and you're my blood relative.
Well, we might encourage them anyway, right? I mean, just because you don't have it doesn't mean that they don't have it, right?
Right.
Just to be clear.
I don't know how that works, honestly.
Yeah.
I just know that if I did have it, there would be an onus on me to go back and explain that to my family.
If the gene's in the family, if I remember correctly, there's a 50-50 chance as it gets passed down, because one chromosome from mom, one from dad, and if mom's a carrier, dad's a carrier. I guess in this case it's a mom thing, right? If mom's a carrier, it can get passed down, but not necessarily. Sometimes you get the other gene. So just because you don't have it doesn't mean it's not in the family somewhere, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
But it's real good news that she doesn't have it.
Yes. Yeah. And let's see. I went to see my primary care doctor today just for like a pre-surgery physical, and the interesting thing was he had some labs that I had done several months ago, and they were all every number on there was completely in like the best, really pretty much the best possible range, right in the range it's supposed to be, and even on the low end where it's supposed to be. So that was good and pretty amazing. It didn't indicate, and it was from March, and I just found out at the end of July, but it didn't indicate any kind of negative health history or anything concerning that would indicate that I should check into whether I had breast cancer or any kind of cancer. And it was encouraging to know that the rest of my body is in completely great health, my heart and kidneys and liver and all that stuff. So that was a good thing too. And then we also finally settled on which plastic surgeon we're going to be using for the reconstructive surgery, and we're really happy. It's great to live in an area where all the plastic surgeons are great. They're very good, and so we feel like we made a good choice, and it's an insured doctor, which there's still out-of-pocket expenses with that, but at least majority of it will be covered. And what were we going to share about the pre-op visit, right? Some of the details.
Yeah, I think it's helpful, but it's up to you what specifically you want to cover. I'll so the pre-op appointment, basically we met with the plastic surgeon and his assistant, who's actually in there on surgery day and is involved, and her name's Kathy, and she's been really awesome. I think we both agree with that. The doctor's awesome too, don't get me wrong, but she's been really awesome. It's been a nice touch to have her involved, to have a woman's perspective involved. So that's been great. So we met with both of them, and Kathy went over a lot of the recovery stuff. There's a lot to know about the recovery process. I'll let you share what details you want, but they kind of prepare you, some steps you have to take ahead of time, things you have to do afterwards, and they give you a pamphlet of instructions, a couple prescriptions. I mean, it's really involved. It's a lot of stuff, and you get to take it home in written format, so you don't have to memorize it all, but it's a big deal. It's a pretty big recovery process, and but it was good to have all that information and fill in some of the blanks for us.
So basically what's going to happen is when they do a mastectomy, most of you probably know they're going to remove all the tissue inside of my breasts to try and keep a majority of the outside. That does not include my nipples. That's something that will be created reconstructed later. So they're going to put expanders underneath my muscle, which is like a little, I don't know, almost like an implant. It's an implant that they can fill up with water or with saline over time to kind of create room to put an implant in later. And a little bit of that type of surgery might be impacted when they go in there and see like what the actual condition is of the tissue in there, like how close the cancer cells are to my skin or to my muscle. They might have to make slight adjustments based on the kind of treatment they realize I'm going to have later. But it's a little complicated. I don't fully understand it all. So I guess there's a possibility I might come out with actual implants in instead of the expanders. But ideally they'll put the expanders. And then when I wake up in the recovery room and for a couple of days afterwards, I'll have drains coming out of my sides to collect fluid. So there'll be 2 on each side, and then they set it up where you have a pain pump. So it's these tubes that go inside you again, where with local anesthetic, and that stays there for a couple of days, and where it's like constantly dripping that anesthetic into the tissue to keep it kind of numb, and then I have a little bit of control over putting a little extra if I need it, and then I'll take oral pain medication too, and that's about it. We're really thankful that Paul's mom and sister are going to come to stay with us for a week, so they'll be here when I get home from surgery and for a few days after to help out with some of the post-op stuff that's not so fun, like changing the drainage collection and stuff. But
and they're both nurses, have a lot of experience in ER, OR, and nursing for years. So, you know, we couldn't have better help here. So we're real thankful for that. They are leaving next Wednesday. Right? Yeah, which is, what is it, 26th? They're leaving the 31st, I think, and the 1st my sister leaves. So anyway, after that first week, we've got a lot of help that first week. That second week, though, you know, our help's going to kind of drop off a little bit, and probably looking for some...
We'll be recruiting some friends to come
some helpers.
Entertain kids and keep them from climbing on me. I won't be able to pick up the kids at all. I won't have full use of my arms, or really any use of my arms, I guess, for at least a couple of days, and then for a couple of weeks I won't be able to lift anything, or lift the kids, or lift anything over my head. So we'll definitely need some help keeping them busy, the kids busy. What else?